What's up, everyone? It is your favorite nurse yogi, Lesline, and today we're discussing my journey of being in school. If you don't know already, I am in school to become a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. Have my iPad here because I got a few notes and wanted to just give an update because I've made a series of this as well. I have a few series on my YouTube channel, but this one we are focusing on my journey to becoming a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. So over on Threads, if you are over there, make sure you follow me. It's at Lesline Pittman. I posted, and I'll make sure to insert the thread here, that I was failing my classes this semester, guys. And yeah, so anyways, I was failing my classes this semester, but your girl is back. And by failing, like, I'm not even just saying that to say that. I had an F in my advanced health assessment class. And let me rewind. So I'm currently taking 2 classes. I am at the Walden website. I go to Walden University, all online. And I am currently in my 4th semester out of 9 semesters because like I said, I've been sharing on Threads more about my journey to becoming a mental health nurse practitioner. And people have actually been interested, like more engaged in that kind of content than like my other stuff. So I'm like, okay, fine. I guess I'll talk about this. And I've had some hesitancy, I'm not gonna lie, of talking about the journey specifically with nursing school, because I'm afraid I don't even want to speak that out there. But I will say this. People, and I was talking about this with a client actually, she was asking me, just long story short, I was telling her that people like the journey. Like, they thoroughly like seeing the come up from people. And that's why, like, with celebrities, you might hear them say, like, it once you become a celebrity, it's harder to relate, right? Because now you got all the money, the fame, the glitz and the glam. Whereas like everyday people like me and you like to see, like, what is her day in the life, like, as she's building, right? We appreciate that because we can relate to it. So I say that to say, I'm taking my own advice and I'm like, okay, let me put my tail between my 2 legs. Whatever happens with this journey, specifically with nurse practitioner school, but at least I'm doing it. And I'm not even trying. I'm actively in school, because I know there's so many people that be like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then life just passes by. So, and I can literally say that because it's wild for me to say that I'm already in my 4th semester, about to be in my 5th, because the 5th semester, thankfully, is just 1 class. And then the 6th semester, which is going to be winter, that is when I start practicum. And we're going to put a pin in that because that's a lot of what this video is going to be about. And then the rest of the program is practicum. So I say all that to say, there's been some bumps in the road, as with any journey. And it's been discouraging at times. And it's mostly been discouraging because I don't have mental health experience on paper. I've discussed this in safe spaces, so I now feel safe enough to say this like out loud here with you, but I technically don't have mental health experience. Thankfully, to the community that I have and that I'm in, they're like, girl, like, what are we talking about, right? And I have some good friends that hold me down, like, because the Libra in me, I'm an air sign. I be everywhere, y'all. Even though I'm very consistent, I can be flighty as hell, okay? So my friends be holding me down, and they're like, girl, like, the platform you are building, like your business, like everything ties into mental health, and even the product that I have that is in the other room. But I do have a mindfulness card deck for new moms called the You Just Had a Baby Self-Care Card Deck that specifically helps new moms prioritize their mental and their physical health. So like, I'm tactfully doing, like, intentionally, I have this mic, I need to be better. I'm intentionally, and I don't have to yell because I have a mic. I'm intentionally putting these things in place. And that was something that my client and I were discussing last week, is like how she is intentionally like building as well. And it was just really nice to just hear somebody else say where they're in their journey, because I'm like, yes, like, I'm doing the same. Like, I am intentionally building in the sense of like my social media presence. I have my mental health product, my self-care product for new moms, right? I'm back in school so that I can ultimately have my own mental health wellness business, if you will, right? So I'm tactfully doing all these things so that once I am board certified as a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner and I open up my practice, it's not crickets where I'm like, hey guys, I've been gone for 2.5 years because I was in school. And like, no shade to people that do that, because I get it. Like, sometimes you have to keep your head so far down so you don't get distracted. So please, like, please take what I'm saying, like, with a grain of salt. But that's not my part of my journey. I want to build now so that when I'm like, hey guys, my practice is now open, I'm now accepting clients, I already have this social media presence. I already have this presence in my actual community where I live in Orlando, Florida, where it's like, oh yes, sis, we've been seeing the come up. We've been seeing that you've been doing this, da 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 da. So then it's like easier to continue to build and run my business, right? So anyways, that is that part. So to answer one question, well, two questions, I've already kind of said this, but I am at Walden University to become a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. It is a 9 quarter program. Technically, that translates to 2.5 years. And I'm at the point now, I am halfway through. Yeah, I'm halfway through. I'm actually 60% complete with the entire program. So I'm more than halfway through. And now we're at the practicum part, and I'm at the part where I'm doubting myself. We're not at the practicum part yet, like I shared. It's going to be at the end of the year, but I'm at the part where I'm doubting myself again, because like I said, I was failing this semester, but now I'm not, thankfully, to the midterm that pulled my grade up in the health assessment class. So I'm taking advanced health assessment, and I'm also taking advanced pharmacology. You would think, and maybe this is just my assumption, how many times am I going to look at my watch, guys? We should play like a drinking game with this. But anyways, you would think, and this is just me, I would think if I was to look at Lesline in the future and she's doing this now, oh girl, you gonna fail that pharmacology class. Like, farm. And it's funny because I'm going to become a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, where that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be prescribing medications all day. And like, anyways, so I say that to say that's not the class that I was failing. I was failing the health assessment class because of these damn simulations. We have to do these, they're called iHuman, because like I said, everything is online. So it in my opinion, it's even more challenging, and it has to be, because you're not like, the teacher is not looking over you as in like a traditional nursing program, or even like when I got my associates to become an RN. So it has to be more more intense, but it's just like, my God almighty. So like, these iHumans, how they work, and if you're in nursing school, you probably know what it is. I think it's like with Kaplan, but you pretty much get this patient and they breathe in your ear and stuff, and then you have to do a head to toe exam on them. And the part that I am getting better at, I'm not going to say struggling with, is the history. And it's interesting, right? Because being a nurse in general, it's really two things. It's advocating for your patient and listening, like, with compassion. And that's a whole nother thing, because I'm reading this book that made me say it like that. But it's like listening to your patient. So it's not as much of like touching and poking and prodding at the patient, but asking thought-provoking questions, asking probing questions, but at the same time not being like making them feel uncomfortable, to get most of your information, so then you can have a focused assessment and you're not touching them everywhere, because that's not necessary. So the history is like what be tripping me up. And then like the patient I had last week, he have strep, but then like I didn't think he had strep, because based on like everything they were telling me, but it was like a specific type of I don't know, guys. It was stressful, but shout out to the Threads community, because I was telling them how much I don't like this iHuman, and another PMHNP because saying psych NP is too long. She was like, this, even though it sucks right now, like, and it's hard what you're doing, like with this general like family nurse practitioner stuff. She's like, this will make you a better provider, and you can also like do do school physicals like for your family, your friends, and like things like that, right? Not necessarily my family because that's like HIPAA, but you get what I'm saying, like for my community. And I was like, oh, I didn't think about it like that because I just want to get to the mental health stuff. So that's to answer another question. Like I'm 60% through, and we haven't really, like, we talk about mental health here and there, but it's not like solely a mental health class. And that doesn't happen until like practicum, because I'm looking at everything now. Like next semester is one class, thank God. And each class, let me also say this, I'm technically taking 10 credits. So each class, the farm and the health assessment, are 5 credits each. Okay. So next semester is only one class, and it is called the Psychopharmacologic Approaches to Treatment of Psychopathology. Don't ask me what that all means. We'll circle back. Okay, we'll circle back, and I'll let you know. But so I say that to say that I lost my train of thought. But let's now go into finding a preceptor. So finding a preceptor. Let me just get to my notes because your girl got notes. Okay, so I told you guys about the 2 classes that I'm currently taking. Good, so I'm on track. I already shared with you all how a lot of people, let me not make this as a blanket statement, but I had a friend who was like, oh, like, you're just going to tell everybody that you're like back in school. She's like, I'm just going to wait till like I get the degree. And I'm like, I respect that. But like I said, like, I realized that like my social media community, and let me not even put it like that, my community appreciates seeing my journey. So I want to show that even if I do get afraid in these situations where I'm currently looking for a preceptor, and it's been a challenge, right? But I've been realizing the power of my words, and even like as I'm around my house right now, I'm like, I already found my preceptor. It's done. Like the future Lesline already has her preceptor. Her preceptor is amazing. Her preceptor is easy to work with. Like everything. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. This Lord have mercy. This is so chaotic in my head. This mic, everything is just working out, like, like saying those type of things in my brain so that, like I said, and this is like manifestation stuff, but future Lesline, it's done. She has her preceptor. Her preceptor is wonderful. Her preceptor supports her. Her preceptor is just as a kind person, easy to work with. It's just a great relationship. And I have to match that energy of what is done, right? So in order to match that energy, I have to keep my vibration high, right? So just doing the things I've been doing, which is meditating on a daily basis, moving my body every day, reading my Bible, praying, right? Doing those like 4 things will continue to keep me at the vibration I need to be so that I can meet future Lesline. And when it's like the preceptor just falls in my lap, I'm not surprised because I did what I needed to do and God took care of the rest, right? And so, anyways, that's what I am saying. So please just affirm me down below. Please pray for me. Please drop resources if you have preceptors that because this is something else I've realized. This is such a niche career. Nursing is broad, which is incredible. Nursing, like, you can do so many things as a nurse. And it's what is so nice is like, I'm already a nurse. So like now I'm just advancing, I am advancing my degree. But when you advance your degree, people get fewer and fewer with anything in life. Like when you're climbing up and up, there's less and less people because it gets harder and harder, right? And so I'm noticing when I'm asking, oh, do you know anybody? Like I've reached out to therapist friends, and they're like, no, we don't have a psych NP in our office, blah, 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 but I wish you the best. I'm like, oh, okay. So this is something that's very in demand. I've been calling clinics, and they're, telling me things such as like, the NPs are really, really busy. They're overwhelmed. And I'm like, okay, so this is something that's needed, is how my brain be turning things around. You see? So I know it's all going to work out, but I just wanted to like make an updated video because like I said on Threads, I've just been sharing my NP student NP journey, and people have been really interested. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make an updated video of where we're currently at. And yeah, so let me know if you have any other questions. I think I answered all of the questions that people were asking, like when I've been posting places. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.